Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's now time to get ready. Please put on your lab coats. Can someone raise their hand and tell me why we put on our lab coats? Dr. Drake Powell, please tell us, why are we putting on lab coats? One more. That's excellent. Could you say that again loud enough for Raquel to hear it? I don't think she heard you. Raquel, can you hear him? Dr. Drake, please tell us. We prepare today for the job that we want tomorrow. And on the back, we have our jobs listed for what we want. We have, oh my goodness. Oh, I do this all the, but I don't. There we go. All right, excellent. Okay, today what we're going to be working on, Mason, do you need some help, dear? No. Okay. No, thank you for helping. Today's lesson is we're going to be focusing on our third grade science standard. When the environment changes in way of physical characteristics like temperature or availability of resources, some organisms survive and reproduce. So let's take that and turn it into English that we can understand. I'm learning how the changing environment affects the water by looking at 3 different water samples. This is a 7-week unit that we've been working on. The first unit we looked at was plants. The second we looked at its soil. Now we're looking at water, and we've been examining water samples for the last 6 weeks. The samples that we've been looking at are our betta fish. Our betta fish has been in our classroom with no variables changing. It's been water all the same. The next sample that we're looking at is our 2nd grade trout. The trout aquarium has one variable changing. The life cycle of the trout has been observed by us for the last 7 weeks. We're looking at the water to see as the fish matures, does the water change? The third sample that we're looking at is our garden pond. And we have been looking at our pond at the very beginning. The next step, we added plants and we checked the water samples. Then the second variable that we added were the goldfish. All of this is to build a foundation on the things that we've already learned. Today, we're going to be also incorporating our math using our math standards of measurement for our data. We will be graphing our results from our pH balances. And we're also going to be looking at our English language arts standards because we are looking at scientific ideas and concepts. We're going to be using academic language that pertains to the time because we date all of our information about the sequence and also about the cause and effect. So let's look at what you did when you were in 1st grade because we're building on what we did in 1st grade and adding to it. Please go to your keynote presentations and find your 1st grade slide. When you were in 1st grade, you learned that the living things affected the physical characteristics of the regions. You learned about plants having stems and roots, and it goes to petals. So we took that knowledge from 1st grade and we added to it, just tweaked it a little. And for Valentine's Day, we took a carnation, added red food coloring, and we noticed over time how we took that information from 1st grade and applied it to our 3rd grade knowledge, and we turned those white carnations into red carnations. Please look at your 1st grade slide. Show it to your partner. Do you need some help finding your 1st grade slide? All right, the 1st grade slide with your 1st grade standard should have you with a bunch of carnations. Show your partner how beautiful you looked with your carnations. Who has darker carnations, you or your partner? Okay. So look at your 1st grade standard with your 1st grade carnations. Show it to your partner. That is absolutely perfect. Please show it to Mr. Tisdale. Show Mr. Tisdale your 1st grade slide with you. Excellent job. Now, once we mastered our 1st grade standard, we then looked at it in 2nd grade. And when you were in 2nd grade, you learned about the life cycle of the trout. The 2nd grade standard that you focused on there was about the life cycle of the trout. You learned that the trout came from an egg to a hatchling to the adult. We took that information and just ramped it up a little because we want to know, as that life cycle emerges, how does it affect the water? Please find your trout slides where you collaborated with your second graders. Show it to your partner. That's a fabulous slide. Okay? Show your trout slide. Brian, would you show your trout slide to Raquel? Raquel? Tell your partner what a fabulous job they did. Okay? Please show your trout pictures to Mr. Tisdale. Yay, trout pictures. All right. So now we're going to be learning this in third grade. The reason why I'm so strict on making sure you learn it in third grade, because when you get to fourth grade with Mr. Clemens is going to say, living things affect the physical characteristics of their regions. And you're going to say, oh, Mr. Clemens, I know that. I know all about how living things. So when you're in fourth grade, you already are prepared for your fourth grade standard that living things affect the regions. Because we're looking at how the trout affects the water. And in our third sample, we're looking about how plants and goldfish affect their environments. In fifth grade, Ms. Duplessis is going to tell you that plants acquire material from growth, from air, and from water. And you're going to tell her what she hears every day. We learned that in third grade. You know that plants get their nutrients from the air and the water. I am also preparing you so that when you get to ninth grade, you're going to say, man, this stuff is so easy. When I was in third grade, we did this stuff. We learned about in third grade about the water cycle. And we need the water cycle because we're studying water. But you know what you study in ninth grade? You're going to learn not only about the water cycle, and you're going to say, I know that. You're going to have to learn about the carbon cycle. You're going to learn about the nitrogen cycle. And the nitrogen cycle, we've touched on it a little bit when Evan found that dead goldfish. And the dead goldfish goes down to the bottom. And Dominic, what did you say happens to the trout when they die? When you went to that fish hatchery and you saw the young trout battling with the old trout, what happened to the trout? The old trout. The old trout. What happened to the old trout?
The young, like teenage trout, the strong ones, were running over all the old trout. If you were in a hop chase, they would just be going. They wouldn't worry about anything. They'd just be like going. They wouldn't even be. They wouldn't even be stopping at the waterfalls.
So what then happened to the old trout?
Then the old trout would, because if there was old trout near the waterfall, the young teenage trout would just run right through them and push them off the waterfall.
What happens to them? Do they survive or?
They would survive because that's trout's natural instinct, but then the blow from the water because they're going down.
Okay, so when they die, they go down. The decomposers take care of them, and they turn into the nitrogen cycle. So when you get to ninth grade, that ninth grade teacher is going to say, oh, you guys make my job so easy. So we know that our first grade, second grade, thank you, Xavier. You're doing great. Brian, you're going to bump over and work with Dr. Natalie, okay? So let's see what's been happening. Please, let's start with the pond that has our two variables. Please go to the pond picture and please find the one with you adding plants. How much water will we be sampling from the plants? Okay, got to do it this way. Okay. Giselle, how much water have we been using? 10 milliliters. Okay, now one of the misconceptions about science is that metric is harder than regular standard math that we use. Okay, do we agree that metric is harder? No. We have to learn the metric system because the metric system is the language of science. And when you collaborate with people in Vietnam or Cambodia or Germany or England, they all use the metric system. So, how many drops am I going to put up, Marissa? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now, if you were Dominic's mom in my class, I would say shake it like a Polaroid, but I don't do that because that's too ancient. Natalie, you can shake, shake, shake it like Taylor says. Okay? Shake it off. Shake it off. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you spray him? Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Okay. Dr. Natalie, please tell us, what is your findings? 8.5 or 8 point? 8.0. 8.0. Our pond is 8.0. Okay, please look at the picture of you with the plants. Please find the picture of you with the plants. Show it to your neighbor. Tell your neighbor what a crazy teacher you have.
You're a crazy teacher.
Show Mr. Tisdale you putting the plants in so that he knows that we actually did put the plants in. Thank you. Go back. Find the goldfish. These are the two variables we changed with this sample. We put in plants. Please find the goldfish. Share it with your neighbor. Show your neighbor. What was it? Tell your neighbor what the name was of your goldfish. What was your goldfish's name? Okay, show Mr. Tisdale your goldfish. Second sample that we have. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My next victim is Dr. Drake Evan Powell. Okay. What is your future career?
Football star.
Okay, you need to know math for your statistics. Please shake it, shake it, shake it. Okay, I put the tape on it so we didn't spray you. Please analyze your data. Okay, what are your findings, Dr. Drake?
8.0.
8.0. Okay, please find your beta fish. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. Okay. It went fast. Okay, find Snuffy, the beta fish. Show your neighbor. Say, what a beautiful beta fish. Some of you did a great job. Show Mr. Tisdale your beautiful beta fish. Okay, thank you. My next victim is Raquel. Raquel, are you Taylor Swift or are you going to shake it like a Polaroid? Taylor Swift, good choice. Okay, may I have the, thank you. I'll take the test tube. Okay. Dr. Aragon, what is your findings? Oh my goodness.
Everything's 8.0.
So what would the mode of this be? 8.0. So let's look at our findings. What are the pond findings? Did they stay the same? Did they raise? Did they lower? from yesterday's, please refer to your... Okay, for some they find it's rose. What about the beta fish?
The beta
8.0.
the beta went up 5. The pond stayed the same. The pond stayed the same. You were rose. The beta went a little bit lower.
All right, at this point in time, while we're working, we have determined the pH balance. You need to graph your pH balance for today, record your information on your data sheet, analyze, interpret yours. No, you don't need to do that because while you're getting ready to pair share, you're going to be coming up and taking photos of your results. You're also going to be talking about the question that you have to answer. Okay, you have your list of questions. While you're pair sharing today, you're going to share your ideas politely while you collaborate, listen to their ideas, speak softly so that we don't disturb Miss Gerkowitz or Miss Allen, congratulate your partner on their fabulous, brilliant ideas, and incorporate your partner's ideas on your own. I have written it in English. I also have it in Spanish for our students that like to speak in Spanish. Brian, I love the way that you write in Spanish. You, Celeste, Brian, if you want to write it in Spanish or English, that's great. I have it in Vietnamese. I have it in German. For the universal group, I also have it in Klingon, if you speak Klingon. And I also have it in Italian. Yes, we have it in Klingon. Good job. So I would appreciate if Raquel's row would please take your iPads. Please photograph your results. If you are in the other rows, you're waiting quietly. You're going to be pair sharing, thinking about what question you want to answer. Yes. Okay. All right. Have we thought about the next questions that we're taking? We've had some really good answers about predicting the balance. Brooklyn did a great job on discussing how the trout life cycle. Justin, what may I help you with?
Can we do it in Chewbaccan?
Chewbaccan?
Chewbaccan is Chewbacca's language.
Chewbacca's language? If you provide me the dictionary for that, that would be great so that I'll be able to translate it. Yes, you may do it in Chewbaccan. Okay, Dominic's row. Go take your photographs. Please record your data on your graph, interpret it, and analyze it to see if has it risen. You can first I need you to talk to your partner about it. Then on yours you may do that. Thank you. Did you take your pictures? Okay. You will be able to make a slide, but please start writing on your question. You need to start share pairing. Okay, we're share pairing. Thank you so much. Please have your list of questions out. Okay, remember the questions and circle one. Okay. Please find your questions and circle one today that you haven't done yet.
I figured out which one do I want. Do I write it on the piece of paper?
Okay. Yes, don't say that. Yes, that'll be great. Okay, Riley's group. Riley's group, please go take your pictures. Please be discussing the question that you're going to be answering. Excellent, that's just exactly right. That's fine. Okay, which questions have you done already? Okay, so find one that you haven't done and discuss it with your partner. Have you discussed it with your partner first? Find out what your partner's going to answer. And yesterday we discovered Melanie and Daly were doing the same one, so bounce each other's ideas off of each. We got that? Have you got yours?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know what question you're doing? Oh, you've graphed it already? Have you graphed your answers? Excellent. Okay. Let's look at the questions here. Now think about the questions that you've done yesterday. Okay. And pick one that you haven't done yet. So you're going to pick a challenge question and go for the 4? Okay. Okay. We're going to be writing now. You can do a keynote slide when you're done with your narrative. Did you get your slides done? Or your Brian? Pick one. Please remember, while we're doing this, we're using our academic language. We're talking about cause and effects, talking about time. This project has lasted over 7 weeks. Please use your linking words.
Oh, I need to get a new paper.
Okay, what does what mean? Okay. Absolutely, use your transition words. Daly has asked about the question we talked about yesterday. Yesterday, Zacharias answered the question. He wanted to know about the water sampling in San Bernardino. So do you remember we tested the water and we looked at the water sample yesterday? So that question, if you would like to answer it today, you may do that and say, why is the water sample? Thank you. So let's go over some of the questions. Zach, you're going to help me out? Okay. Come over here, Zach. Okay, let's go over our Spanish vocabulary. Okay. Una más. Vocabulary académico. Is that correct? Okay. El nivel de acidez.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Trucha.
Yes.
Beta.
Yeah.
Aqua.
Aquario.
Aquario. Aquario. Subir. Observar. Predecir.
Yeah.
Analizar. Concluir. Okay.
They're all good.
All good? I'm
Okay.
getting better?
Yeah.
All right,
good.
thank you. Let's go over some of the questions. Okay, do you feel comfortable reading with the questions in Spanish? Brian, do you feel comfortable reading the question in Spanish? Okay. I know that you can write them well. All right, let's see who's ready. Did you pair share?
No.
Thumbs up if you have pair shared with your partner. Did you pick a question? All right.
I did, yes.
All right, pick a question. Tell your partner what question you're writing. Either or. Okay, you may write it on the template I've provided. If you choose to write it on the white line paper, please remember to use your transition words.
Do you think this is okay if I can do the one about the career?
Yes, I think that that would be fabulous. Okay, Mason has chosen to look at the question. Okay,
Is it the...
Chase.
Yeah.
Okay, this would work for you too. What careers use water testing in their daily practice? Hello? Who do we know that uses water testing?
Mason's dad.
Mason's dad. Mason's dad. Okay, Mason, you chose that you wanted to do it. So our question, if we're taking our question, turning it into a topic sentence, our question is, what careers use water testing in their daily job? Mason, take that question, turn it into a topic sentence, and answer the question. Okay, are you ready, or do you want some more time?
I need more time. I'm still writing.
That's your question. Nate, that would be a great topic for you as well. Are you still thinking?
Yeah.
Okay, turn around, get your writing. If you'd like to discuss it with your partner, pair share.
half Wiki, half English.
Do you have a Wiki dictionary I could use to translate it?
No.
Because my Wiki's just, it's been like 20 years since I've done it.
The computer though.
I don't think they have Wiki in the computer. Do they? Okay, if you provide me a dictionary, I will be happy to, but at this time I don't have a Wiki dictionary. So when you get one, I'll be happy to read it.
I'll just write it in English.
You'll write, oh, that's a good choice. That's a good choice.
And I might be able to read the Italian for you. I was practicing last night on a paper, so I might be able to
Okay,
do it.
that will be great. Finish your work. Remember to use your transition words.
Do we have to do it in your language?
No, you do not have to do it in another language. You can use it in English. That'll be fine. Are you ready to begin? Which question did you pick? How does changing two variables change the pH balance? So that's our question. We've identified the question. We're going to take the question, turn it into a topic sentence. Changing two variables changes the pH balance by. Okay, please remember to use your transition words as well. Which question did you choose? Which one? So you're going for a number 4. Okay, which one is that?
Why is the knowledge important?
Why is this knowledge important? So that's our question. We're going to take our question, turn it into a statement. This knowledge is important because, and please use your transition words. Ms. Tran, Dr. Tran, you look like you're ready. Okay. Yes, sir.
Do we go on Kino and type this up?
No, you're typing it, you're writing it on the white lined paper.
Got it, just that.
What can I help you with, Sergeant Riley? Okay. We have a policy in our class. If you are unclear on a concept, we say that you are swimming in Newport Beach because the water is murky and it's not always the best quality and you can't see 2 feet in front of you. So if your thumb is down and you're swimming in Newport Beach, that means that you don't understand what you're doing. If you are swimming in Hawaii, that means the water is kind of clear and you see something gray coming at you, but you don't know if it's a great white shark or if it's a friendly dolphin. You see it, but it's not clear. If you totally have mastered this concept, you are swimming in Tahiti, the water's clear, and you're having a beautiful time sipping a lemonade with an umbrella in your drink. So, where are we at?
I'm in Tahiti.
Ani. Who's, okay.
I'm finished with
Some, thumbs up if you're in Tahiti. This way if you're swimming in Hawaii. Thumbs down if you're stuck in Newport Beach. Okay, if you are in Hawaii, please pair share with your partner and so that you get a little more clarity because I want to join you in Tahiti. So Bethany, what can we do to clarify that? What question have you picked? Bethany knows that the knowledge is important, but we need a more clarification on that. Who is swimming in Tahiti on why is this knowledge? Nate, you're swimming in Tahiti? Okay. Who would like to go to Tahiti and present for us? Okay. Dr. Ambrose, would you please go to Tahiti? I'll take the sticks, but this was a specific question, and I didn't want to call on somebody that didn't have that question. You may be swimming on Tahiti on another question. I'll go to that. But Miss Ambrose is going to go to Tahiti and come over to Tahiti, and we're going to help move Bethany out of Hawaii because it's a great place to go there. We've a lovely place, but we want her to swim in Tahiti. Please join us in Tahiti, Miss Ambrose, and explain why is this knowledge important to us? Okay. Okay. Okay, stand here in Tahiti. Okay, the question is, Get in your sandals. The question is, why is this knowledge important to us? Take our question, turn it into a sentence.
This knowledge is important because if it's important because we need to use it. We need to use the knowledge that we learned in what we're going to do another day.
Excellent. Could we have a round of applause? All right, now, Dr. Ambry, since you did such a fabulous job, would you please pull a popsicle stick and tell us who our next person in Tahiti is? Okay.
Mason.
You're still working on it? So you choose. Okay. I'll let him pass.
Well, you can get back to me. Zach. I'm not ready yet.
Okay. Dominic? I'll come back to you. You're not off the hook. You're not off the hook. Get your paper, take your question, review it into, take your question, turn it into a statement.
My question.
Oh,
My question is, who do you know that would use your information about the water we drink?
Who do you know that would use information about the water they drink? ¿A quién conoces que quisiera utilizar la información sobre el agua que beben? Okay, Dominic.
I know my friend Nate. Initially, his dad works at Miller Lite. Subsequently, he checks the pipes to make sure the pipes are fine and the water is good. Consequently, he checks all of the tanks to make sure bad water did not get in it. Furthermore, he makes our lives easier.
Round of applause for Dr. Amore. Now, future Sergeant Amore with the Marines. I happen to know this one guy, and he works at night in a place called Hangar what?
Hangar 24.
He works at a place called Hangar 24, and there are all these pipes, let's call them, on the wall.
They're tanks.
They're called tanks. And Mr. Amore, your uncle,
I go to that place all the time, and we get free root beer, free water, and my dad gets free beer.
what happens if there's something wrong with the water supply in all those tanks?
If the water gets if there's bad water in it, then they have to shut down and they have to get all of the water out and they have to take all the beer, they have to go to homes, they have to take it back. They would have to come to my house and get the keg out of our thing.
That'd be terrible. Your father would be very upset if we had to do that. No, he wouldn't.
Every night.
So Nate's father's job at Miller Life affects your life. Because if Nate's dad did not do his job testing the water samples, then bad water could get where your uncle works at Hangar 24. Your father's keg at home might have some issues as well. Okay. Round of applause for future Sergeant Amore with the Marines. Good job.
You want me to pick one?
Oh, thank you. You should do that. I apologize. Okay, Mason, are you? All right. We'll do one more, and then Mason, and then, okay, who's that?
Justin. Oh,
Okay.
I'm not done.
Okay, Justin's still working on it. Okay, so since we had a pass.
Nate.
Oh! Nate, are you up for this?
Yeah.
Round of applause for Nate. Thank you, Nate. Okay, Nate, what is Nate's question?
My question is the same thing as dogs. What we do.
Okay, take your question. The question is, who do you know that would use information about the water they drank? Let's stand over there on go to Tahiti. Get your sandals on. Okay. Nate, who do you know that would use this information about the water they drink?
I think that it's my dad because like he drinks water all the time because he does a lot of work. So what would I use to check that I would look inside of the cup and see if I see anything in it. But if it's clear, then it's good water. But if it's not, if it has stuff in it, then that's not good.
Excellent. Round of applause. Let's take this information. Now, Nate has told me that he could look into the water and see if there was a problem. Can we look at one of our challenge questions, and can someone address one of the challenge questions of a situation where people did not have good drinking water? Chase, I called you. Okay.
The water testing.
Okay. Chase, go to Tahiti. Are you ready?
Did something different on it.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you do? What one did you use?
I used the effects of the gas leak before the rain.
Excellent. The effects of the gas leak. Okay. Porter Ranch. What are the effects of the gas leak in Porter Ranch, and why is testing our natural resources important? I've asked the question. Change my question into a topic sentence and use linking words.
The effects of the gas leak in Porter Ranch. Initially, doctors kept on getting patients with bloody noses. Subsequently, they had to leave their homes. Consequently, their couch had picked up all the gas. Furthermore, they could not come back. Finally, I wrote they cannot come back to their homes.
It's pretty sad. Okay, round of applause, because that's a really important thing. Okay, Brooklyn. Are you swimming in Tahiti? Okay, what is your question, my love?
How does adding plants affect the pond?
Awesome, Possum, let's go. How does adding plants to the pond affect it? Okay, Brooklyn, we added plants. How did that affect it?
In turn, there is more living things in the pond.
There are more living things in the pond.
There will be less water.
It's going to use up some water. Very good.
And there will be more living things there. Consequently, there was not a lot of stuff in there. And there's more and there's a lot.
That's how it changes. A round of applause for our Brooklyn swimming in Hawaii. Well done, Miss. Okay.
I thought next was missing.
I know, yeah.
I beg your pardon? I apologize, Mason. Mason was supposed to go, and then Daly. Mason, then Daly.
And Justin was, and then Mason, Justin, and then Dana.
Okay. And our question. What's our question?
It was the one whose career does
Okay, eyes forward on Mason. Miss Ambrose? Okay. Mason's turn right now. We'll get back to that. Mason.
What career uses water testing in their daily practice? Internally, my dad, because he works in vector control. Consequently, he goes to houses and other states. Consequently, he goes to ponds to see if there's any mosquitoes. Furthermore, he kills mosquitoes and mosquito eggs. In conclusion, he keeps us safe.
Round of applause. Excellent. Excellent job. Okay. Miss Ambrose?
Thanks, Justin.
Yeah, Giselle?
done.
It's
Daily. Okay. Miss Ambrose, future Dr. Ambrose. What is the question we're working on?
Why are the natural resources important?
Why are the natural resources important? Can you remember where we had that?
I think it's
Why is it's right about what are the effects on message on Twitter?
yeah.
It's right about
Oh.
It's right there.
Okay, why are testing our natural resources important? We'll just go to the store and buy more. Okay? Is that right? All right, why are testing our natural resources important?
Testing the natural resources is important because if we don't have natural resources or if something happens to the natural resources, then we can get very sick.
You can get very sick. And what will happen to them?
Or we can ask for
Very good. Round of applause for Miss Ambrose. I'm sorry, were you not done? You was done. Okay.
Dustin was saying
Okay. I did pull Celeste out. Miss Ambrose, are you ready to go again? Or are you need more time?
Can we write another paragraph on another question?
Well, let's listen, and always you may write. Okay. Okay, we'll go Miss Ambrose, Celeste, and wrap it up with Zach. Okay, well, we're almost out of time for the next one. Okay, Miss Ambrose, future Dr. Ambrose, get your sandals on. Miss Ambrose is swimming in Tahiti. Okay, what is your question?
the same as Camille and Natalie. On the end. No, over there. Don't know that.
This one?
Under it.
What are the facts of the... Okay, Giselle. Okay. What are the effects of that gas leak in Porter Ranch? I didn't see it. Why should it bother me? I can't see it. How can it hurt me?
There are big effects because of the gas leak in Porter Ranch. Initially, people are getting sick. People are having to leave their homes. They are only getting 8 days in a hotel until they have to go back, and they have to get new furniture because it's going to be filled with gas.
Excellent job.